Hello! Today I have a especially difficult problem for Sandy. Sandy is a professor at the major university here in town, and whenever she goes to a graduation or something that she has to wear this for hours, there are no pockets where she can put her phone or anything that she needs. So she wants me to create pockets. Now, when I talked to her about this originally, I went all the way around this thing, and there's no side seams to add pockets, which is probably why you have to pay so much money for your graduation gown. So where do we put the pockets? Well, I want to put them right here. The problem that this presents is, if I put a phone in this pocket, it's going to hang down, cause this not to be billowy, if that's a word. You see how that we have billowy sleeves, and it's created that way on purpose. On the inside they have all the gathers. They're billowy sleeves, they want to be billowy. So we don't really want a heavy phone in there dragging it down, or a wallet or something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add pockets in each side, but I'm going to add a support strap up to the armpit area so that the weight will be from her armpit and it will not fall down to the bottom of the pocket. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So this is a long pocket for pants. This was designed for a hand, look, this is designed for a hand to come down, okay? But her hand is going to be coming in, and so we want to create a different size of pocket. And also, this opening that she has right here that we measured, we only measured 5 inches, but I know from experience that's a little tight. I'm just going to go 7 inches because she has a zipper. If she doesn't want to open that much, she can close it. And it's going to be an invisible zipper so no one will see. So we're going to keep it 7 inches, but I do want to make more of a pocket that will just come out like this. And we do want it big enough to hold a phone. I don't know if we need it this deep. I want it to sit down at the bottom of the pocket without feeling like it's coming out. I think this is okay. I'm gonna cut it off right here. Okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do this only for this project because it looks like a terrible pocket. But we're gonna do this for this one. I'm gonna cut this out in paper, and then I'm gonna cut 2 out of this black fabric. This is a polyester, just a thin polyester fabric, okay? I'm gonna cut actually 4 of these out because we're doing 2 pockets. And I've got my 2 green invisible zippers. Oh, are you kidding me? Look how nice that is. Let's get it into the natural light and see if that is gonna match. It looks like it. Oh yeah. I cannot leave these pins in, so I'm going to mark them with chalk where I want the zipper to begin and end. And I'm going to try to do it within the seam allowance so that it's not... Now remember, these were marked at 5 and we wanted to do it a little bit larger. I said maybe 7. I'm going to do it 6.5. I don't want to do it too big because Sandy and I talked about it. I'm like, you need to have it big enough but small enough, and I don't want to do it huge big, but you can keep the zipper partially closed. We're all good. I've got it marked in chalk. I'm going to take the pins out. Now, let's do something a little fiddly. We need to put in the invisible zipper first, and we need to put it closed going to the armpit because that's what she wanted. So we're going to unzip this, right sides together, because we want it eventually to be like that, right? So we're gonna go right sides together, right here. The top of the zipper, have that nice stop right there. Okay, so here's a problem already. This seam allowance is not 1/2 inch, and the seam allowance for my zipper is 1/2 inch. So I can't line up the fabric with my zipper. So I'm going to just put it on the edge a little bit more, right there. This is going to be harder to do. This is going to require a little more skill because I'm going to have to constantly be looking behind to make sure my fabric is right like that. And I also need my zipper foot on, because what the invisible zipper foot does, it rolls out this zipper. You see how the zipper's right here, but it has this roll. So this is the zipper foot will roll that out. And to get it into my invisible zipper foot, I'm gonna roll it out a little bit like that. And I like to come down a little ways into the zipper. Put my needle down, take my pin out, see if that's rolled. I'm gonna back stitch just a little. And I am keeping this rolled open. It's a little finicky to start, but we're good. I'm gonna look back here and make sure it's doing what I want it to do. I'm gonna look back here. Everything looks good. Well, that looks really good. Okay, that's how you want it to look. And now I'm gonna do the other side. So I got my zipper zipped on, and I just tried to zip it up, and you can see the problem. Just so that you'll know, even professionals make mistakes. I gotta flip this. This is the wrong way. I just don't sew before you pin and zip to make sure it's lined up and it's the right way, or then you'll have to take it out and you'll get really mad at yourself. And there's one other thing you always need to remember when putting in a zipper. So I sewed this side like that. This side, I need to sew it from the same direction going down, because it'll just naturally push it just a little bit, and it will be off just that much if you don't sew it that way. So I'm gonna have to tuck this whole thing under the arm over here, which is super annoying, but we're gonna have to sew it on the other side. You know what I'm saying? We're sewing it on the wrong side. That's why your invisible foot has a place on the right and the left, because you need to sew it from the top down. And it's a little bit annoying, but there's a reason that we're doing that. And now I'm just gonna do the same thing I did with the other one. I have the zipper in. There's still space at the top and the bottom because we're gonna put in our pocket now, okay? So we're gonna unzip this, and we're going to fold out this part of the zipper, and we're going to sew in our pocket. Right sides together, right? Now I'm gonna pin this and make sure it's right, but I'm pretty sure this is right because I just did it the other day. We're gonna sew right sides together along the whole zipper. It's a little bit fiddly because it's at the bottom. We've only got a little space to work with. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I haven't trimmed this up or stopped it or anything. I'm just gonna unzip that. So now we're gonna pin this, and before I sew it, I'm gonna think about this and think the pocket's gonna be inside, it's gonna be sewn right there, and that's gonna look nice. Yep, that's what I wanna do. I'm gonna change away from the invisible zipper foot. My Abby doesn't put her zipper feet away. She puts them right here. And I'm like, well, what if you can't find it? Or what if you knock it off into the garbage? She goes, well, it hasn't happened yet. And I'm like, fine. Oh, this is the wrong one. I don't need invisible zipper foot. I don't need the presser foot. I need a regular zipper foot. So sorry. Sorry. There we go. We're gonna move my zipper foot from that side to this side. I'm gonna sew this on. I'm going to sew it relatively close to the invisible zipper. It's just being fiddly. The sound of polyester rustling. Okay, we're going to, and I don't want to start at the raw edge. Did you catch me? I almost made that mistake. I don't want to start at the raw edge, and I actually have this pinned wrong. Because I want to give myself some seam allowance. I'm going to sew that closed, right? Yeah, I'm going to sew it closed. So I'm going to start down here. It's like chess. We're thinking 2 or 3 moves ahead. And I am on green thread. Is that okay? Yeah, it's okay because the zipper's green. I'm gonna take this out. We're gonna line our fabrics up. It doesn't matter if this has a short seam allowance. I hope I'm hitting the gown enough. We will check that in a minute. Leave a little bit for seam allowance. We're gonna sew that up in a minute. You see what I'm talking about? Leaving at least a ½ inch of not sewn, because we're gonna sew them together in a minute. Oh, she's so pretty. All right, now I'm gonna sew the other side just like that, and then we'll sew the pocket together. I won't be able to sew this up and have it finished without another access point. So I'm actually going to undo this seam right here, because this seam is right there. I have excess on the inside of the gown to access this and get it sewn in. So I'm gonna undo this right now, and then I'll show you how to add the ribbon for support and to sew up that pocket. So I have made a hole big enough I can put my hand through. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to turn this inside out, because I really need to have access to this pocket from the inside. So we're going to, what's the word for vomit? Regurgitate the pocket out here. I'm going to right now, see, now that we've regurgitated the pocket, I'm going to sew this pocket into place. Then I'm gonna add the ribbon. Okay, now we're kind of working in a tight spot because we have it turned inside out. So we have to make sure that we know what's going on inside the tight spot. But we are going to, first we're going to re-sew this seam down here. We're gonna re-sew that seam without the tops of the zipper tape in it at first. It can come in a second and be kind of sewn into that. Let me just make sure that's what I'm doing. Hold on. Just a sanity check. Yes. This is what I want to do. So I've got those tops of the zipper tapes out. We're starting right here. I'm going down right there. And I can feel the zipper right there. I want to get them kind of lined up. And I know I'm over both of them right now, and now I'm doing the 90-degree turn in, okay? And let's just, for sanity, we're good, we're good. This is why I love Hope. She will go over anything. She just went over 2 zippers on top of each other. Okay, now we're just gonna follow the seam allowance around. I'm sewing this together, and my pocket is not lined up perfectly. Can you see that? There's a little bubble right there. So instead of having it not line up over here at the zipper, I'm just gonna push it down right there and have it sew in a little bit of a pleat. Because I don't want that to, that won't show, it will show over here. And now I'm ready to do my other turn. But before I do my other turn, my zipper is undone, and I can't sew my zipper without it closed. So I'm going to have to try to close my zipper. Sometimes I'm going to raise my presser foot to give myself a little room while my needle is still in. I'm going to shove this zipper up into the pocket. This is a little bit of, I didn't really think this through kind of going on right now, but I've got a little space right there. Go to your home. I'm gonna need to pull that, so I'm gonna have to, my hand is gonna go in here, and in here, and in here, so I can grab that and pull it through. There we go. It's sewn in enough that I can now sew this. I'm making the 90-degree turn, okay? So here we go. Seam line, let's see how Hope does. Oh, what a good girl. And I'm gonna actually back stitch a little bit right here. And I'm gonna come down over here. Now you're saying, well, what is she gonna do here? We need to re-sew this line right here. In order to do that, I know that I didn't plan this out very well. I'm actually going to clip to the corner right here. See, on both areas. And I'm also going to, how do I get that over? I'm just gonna fold it over and pretend it was supposed to be that way. Fold it over and sew down that line, and we'll see how it looks. I think it'll turn out okay. This is a little bit too fiddly. So, I don't know. We're gonna see how Hope does, and we're gonna see how it looks. I might have to redo this, but we're gonna see. Okay, we're gonna reverse regurgitate this right here, and we're just gonna see how it looks. Really good. That looks really good, except for looks like we caught something that we shouldn't. We're gonna redo this. That doesn't really look good. But the part that I was worried about looks great. Look, that looks great. So I'm not sure why that looks so good. I just have so much experience. I guess I knew it would turn out okay. But that's the bottom of the zipper there. It looks fine. We're gonna actually redo this top of the zipper that we did, that I thought was gonna look good. And what I want to do is, I don't want this side of that to be sewn in there. So we'll take that out. And look, also I can see the holes from right here. So we're gonna sew that a little bit better. So I'm trying to figure out why we had that pucker, and look, you can see that what the side on top that I could see, I sewed very well. But on the back side, look, I completely missed this. So we're going to take out that stitching right here and just re-sew that 90-degree turn from the top to the bottom. And this time, we're not gonna miss the back side. All right, so I measured the top of the pocket. I put my hand in this pocket, and that's right where my thumb is, right there. And I just measured from there. I'm gonna support it up on the shoulder seam. So it's about 16 inches. I'm gonna do maybe 3/4 of an inch seam allowance, because I tried this on and the phone was, you could see it on the inside of the sleeve. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna expunge the pocket to the top of this pocket. And I maybe could have done that a little bit better, a little bit nicer. But we're gonna do this. We're gonna attach it to the top of the pocket. And now I've got this other side of the ribbon that I wanna attach. Make sure I'm not twisting around. Okay, I'm gonna sew it to this interfacing. I want this pocket supported so the phone does not lay in the bottom of the sleeve. And then I'm gonna try it on and see how it feels. Put my phone in the secret pocket, see if it feels different. When I tried this on before, it was falling to the bottom of the sleeve. It's actually better. I'm gonna put my hand in this opening at the armpit, and I'm gonna see if the ribbon is taut. Yes. No. Barely. I'm gonna shorten it. So if you see, look at it right there, there's my phone hanging down right there. And I can shorten it. I'm going to shorten it actually by about that much, which is about 3 inches. I don't know how people are comfortable in these, by the way. Now, why can I still feel my phone right there? This is napping. Let me just see what's happening. Let's just try to make this pocket a little smaller. All right, we're gonna put the phone in here. It doesn't look that bad. I think it does look better. And I don't feel like it's completely in the, it's close, but it's not laying in the bottom. And the cool thing is I can feel that I have my phone with me. And I don't have to think I've forgotten my phone. Sheer panic. but I can feel that my phone is there. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave it like that. Now I'm gonna sew up that hole I opened on the armpit so that I could access that zipper. And because it was serged before and I don't want to change all the threading in my serger, I'm just going to sew it and zigzag it on the edge and it will be fine. But I've got to get it lined up so that I can put it together again without any buckling. Thank you for watching this video on how to install an invisible pocket with an invisible zipper. You can use it anywhere. Thanks for watching.